Just been a few minutes since my last take on this, and I've got it down. What I'm trying to use as a gauge is just my fingers here. I just want to make this bow about two finger widths wide. And then what I'll do is, like say this dark spot here where I've still got a little bit of bark, I'll start to taper that when I'm getting down to that to probably the width of my thumb. And that'll just be the first step of that. It'll probably tiller just a little bit, down to the handle. But what I want to do is keep kind of the square profile. If you look at this bow here, it has a kind of a rectangular profile, and that just seems to be the bows that work for me have that build, just kind of that. And a lot of your Apache bows do have that kind of square profile all the way up through the end. I am pleased with this nock. I usually use a double nock, but I saw this one on Primitive Tim, and that side, just doing the side nock, did make it so that the string will go, because this bow does have just a little bit of a bend in it. Not real bad, but it does keep the bend. Oops, sorry about that. It does keep the string centered on it. That way, it's not on one side, and that will eventually kind of cause the bow to flex, especially on a green bow. But I had one that did that. It flexed off to the side. But you know what? I had that bow for like 3 years, and that was a bow I roughed out on the trail in about, I don't know, maybe a half hour, 45 minutes. I found a tree, split it, cut it, and started zipping makeshift arrows through it just to kind of test it out. It was the first bow I made. And like that, I held on to that thing for like 3 years, and I finally threw it away. I could take it out and shoot at toss a coffee can out about 20, 25 feet, and I could hit it with arrows. So not something I would have hunted with, but it was, it was a jumping off point for me. So I kept it around. I do like this wood. I peeled the bark off of this one, and I have been doing research on the Blackgums, and they do look like, it does look like this is probably a Blackgum. But I was really impressed with the color of the bark on the inside. You can see the shavings there. When it was still green, it was a real bright orange. It was really pretty. So what I want to do is because I'll end up taking this down to the white. You can see some patches where I got all the way through that layer. I like leaving the bark on, especially if it's thin. That was one mistake that I made. I tried to make an oak bow, and the bottom of the tree, the bark was like a 1/4 inch thick, and then the bark at the top was maybe an 1/8 inch thick. And because I left the bark on, which I usually do on just a bow that I'm knocking out to play with, it messed up my not my tiller, but my whole build. I was trying to keep it uniform all the way through it, and when I pulled it back, it folded over on me. So that's just something to keep in mind. Rookie mistake. But this bark though was pretty consistent. But I went ahead and pulled it off because I'm trying to help it dry. This actually still has a little bit of moisture, so this is just a rough out process. I know I can take more meat off the back here without hurting it. But this is, I've got a 2-finger width, and I'm on my fingertips, not my knuckles, all the way down it. So hopefully this will turn into a good bow. I will kind of keep documenting stuff. But up there, there's a bend right there. I might, if that becomes a problem, like in my overall tiller, I can steam bend that back. And I am going to try to steam this and bring this orange back out if I can. So anyways, that's number 2 in this. And I am doing everything with this machete. I have no other tools around here. I am in my boss's shop, but as you can see, we're more of a mechanic shop. And he doesn't mind that I do this as long as I pick up my mess. Oh, just real quick. I was making these walking sticks, but I've been using this as a baton to hammer through the staves. And that they turned out pretty cool too. But anyways,